This is Tea Time on Plus TV Africa. Thank you for joining. And of course, this is where we bring to you the biggest entertainment stories and definitely analyze them for you. My name is Elsie Godwin, and I have my interesting co-anchors with me. The lady in pink, Ife Omar.
Commander-in-Chief, Ife Oluwa
Who's that? Of where? Of where? What?
I'll be your commander, your commander-in-chief.
Who are you commanding?
Baby, just surrender. I'ma put you at ease.
You look pretty.
Thank you.
I love you.
Thank you.
You look nice. And
How you guys doing though?
yeah, fine.
How are you? It's Friday. Hey.
I wish
Friday
there was somewhere we could actually go and do that.
You know,
Me, I'm already arranging my own. I'm going to turn this up.
You know what? I'm just gonna get disco lights and do it in my house. Fanta
goodness.
shots.
But
Let's do
back
it.
at the salad to all our music
Yes.
Muslim
Yeah, that's true.
viewers.
Invite us.
So I don't understand. You know, we didn't really say this back at the salad yesterday because they said yesterday was not the real day. That yesterday was for them to move and travel. I
That's
don't
not why you
understand.
not say because yesterday was not the day to kill the ram.
If it's not the
No,
day
you
to
said
kill the
something
ram,
now.
that is the I said at the end. Is it not the day to kill the ram that is the fun? I don't understand. What else are we doing if we're not eating ram? But it's today.
Wait, so
anyway,
are you eating ram
please,
too? You don't.
I am soliciting for my ram in case you're watching.
Here's our ram.
Our ram. The
gonna
address
fight
is
your
simple. Just
battle.
Google Plus TV Africa, you know, and you send it.
We will be glad.
Very glad.
Very.
I don't want ram, please. No.
Please, two
Speak
people
for yourself.
Yeah, I don't
are
want,
interested.
I don't want no
Just say
ram.
you want to eat it for you.
I want a fat bank account.
If,
Oh my god.
but anyway, who has listened to my Oasis?
Everyone,
Yeah.
I believe.
What do you think?
It's nice.
It's nice.
It's
depressing.
nice.
I love it.
It's
I actually
nice.
love the song because
It's
of Sam
meme.
Smith, not because
Yeah.
of
It's
her.
quite depressing,
I don't
you
know.
know. It just makes
How is it
you.
depressing?
just-
But it's a
just-
song that actually speaks to how I feel right now. So, yeah.
I need
My
a tissue.
Oasis. Pity me.
Oh my
It's
god.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I think the highlight of new music is not actually new, but the video Shatta Wale and Beyoncé already. That video.
So you don't like my Oasis?
No, it's quite it's not my kind of music.
It's not. Don't use the
No,
word
no,
depressing.
no. The fact that I said it's depressing doesn't mean
Okay, it's
I'm
depressing
saying
for you.
Yeah, for
Okay.
me, it's
not
not
your
my
type of
kind of
music.
music. It's the
Fair
type
enough.
of music I want to listen to maybe when I want to sleep or maybe when I'm a bit down with my love life and all of that. And then I just want.
But now your love life is bubbling.
Really, so you don't need
It's
it.
time already. It's time already.
Period.
Hey, yo, that's the vibe I need in my
Okay,
life right now.
okay.
So, speaking of that, the video was absolutely amazing, and anybody that
Costumes, my
ever
goodness.
says Beyonce is doing misappropriation or misrepresentation,
You know, you can
please.
just say
Why
that video
not?
is amazing without going there because you can't.
Yes,
take that
because
away
I
from
like the way she
conversation,
put
yeah?
the whole
Because
African
you like something
culture.
doesn't mean
like
it's not
it doesn't
cultural
mean she's not
appropriation.
doing what it is.
It's not any cultural appropriation.
But for
because
me, at the beginning of the song, I felt like, you know, what's the name of that movie? That Nollywood movie that was very popular then. All those Ogodo, Igodo, all those. That was how I
Juju
felt.
vibes,
Yeah,
yeah.
before we now got to where she came with. I mean,
It's serious
she's
cultural
good.
appropriation, Jerry. Come and spend your money in Africa. For someone who uses our thingies like that, she's not African, so it's cultural appropriation.
this is Africa.
Sorry, that clip with Rams now,
Yeah,
was
that's
it part
Africa.
of it or is it?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's part of it.
You don't notice it.
That's Africa. So I
But
even have
you're not
I have a
understanding.
strong
She does not
feeling.
perform here. Even when she does not bring the same standard that she does. She's only performed in Africa like maybe twice. And even when she did, let me tell you what she now, because I went for that thing.
Like
Global
Elsie
Citizen.
said, can we just say this video?
Global
is 90,000?
let me finish. I've already started flying. Let me land. Do you know what she now did? After she left SA, she went to India and she performed in India. This babe posted or her whatever from India. She don't post anything on her Instagram from Africa. What are you trying to say? Do you know how many times you beg this girl to come here? I beg.
I think people should go where their money is at, though. That's the
She should
big-
stick to that in her videos then. What rubbish is that?
Oh yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Me, I'm in my Oasis mood.
I even like the video, so don't let's
in
not.
my
The video is
own-
nice.
I'm
Don't
in my
let's
already
not
mood.
do
Don't
the
bring that cultural
conversation.
appropriation,
There's even
yeah.
another conversation around Burna Boy and Sam Smith, but if we start that one, we will not leave here. So maybe we'll move it to the next episode.
Okay.
And so if you enjoyed seeing the Ebony Life production titled Chief Daddy in cinema or Netflix, then brace up for a sequel, but this time exclusive to Netflix. The announcement was made by Mo Abudu via her Instagram page. She said Ebony Life Films, the creators and producers of Chief Daddy in partnership with Netflix, will bringing you Chief Daddy 2. The now anticipated sequel will be directed by Niya Kimolaya. Of course, he directed the first one as well, and slated to hit our screens in the year 2021.
What do you think?
I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest. I'm not.
Me
Because
neither.
I think the other one, the first one, right, didn't really do a lot. There was too much expectations for what we got, and the ending wasn't superb. So, and that's like the most important part of a movie, the way it ends for me.
Maybe
Like
now that they have
you can have a
Netflix funding or
you can have a
probably.
dope storyline from A to Y.
How did
but
it
when
end
you get
again,
to
though?
Z and it's not good for
How did
me.
it end again?
Different kids started coming in and started claiming that the man.
Oh,
is
okay. I
their
remember where it
father.
ended, where
Yeah.
they now realize that they can't even touch the money at all
Yeah.
until,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would like to see what spin will be coming out of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know that I can already imagine what they'll build on, because there were things that they didn't really touch on that I felt like was a useless ad. The love affair between, what's that girl's name? The skin girl, Beverly Naya, and whoever did not make sense. So I'm hoping that maybe they'll build into that. But I have to agree with you, Ife. I feel like there was a hype that wasn't necessarily like fantastic. I can't. Do you think that maybe enjoy this movie was Fowles and his character and being that it was nice seeing him play a very different character from what he's used to.
Yeah, and I think the sequel should actually explore that character more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think there's potential for it being great,
Remember,
but
he
I'm
went
not
to
going to
borrow
hold my
money
breath.
based on his inheritance.
Of
So
course.
there's a lot to build on. Well, I like to see how it goes. But for me, I'm just saying kudos to Mabudu and the power moves she's always making and putting us on the map, making her money and all she does.
But
So
you know
that's
how the
just it for me.
sequels are. A lot of people didn't like Merry Men 1, but when they saw Merry Men 2,
Yeah,
they
Merry Men
liked
2.
it.
I
So
love Merry Men
let's
2. I
see.
hated Merry Men 1.
Yeah, so let's see
Yeah.
how this goes. Maybe Chief Daddy 2 will just be what we were expecting in
Maybe.
one.
Yeah,
maybe.
very possible. Okay, moving on. It's still 2021, so we have a lot of time to
It's
talk
still
about.
2020.
Yeah, it's still 2021 for the
I
movie
thought you
to
were
come
already in
out.
2021.
No, not yet. Okay, so why can't cinemas also open? And this is Van Vika, as he questions rules of ease of lockdown as announced by the President of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, on the 26th of July. He said stakeholders need to be told why they can't reopen cinemas if churches are allowed to reopen.
I have to agree.
I actually do agree.
I have to agree.
Even for,
You guys
even for
like the
Lagos
cinema.
here.
I think
or
there's a
Nigeria.
conversation
No,
that
but
Nimi
if churches,
would love.
if churches can actually open, I think cinema is one of those places that, yes, give them the rules of opening, but they can actually control who comes in, wear a mask, practice
amount
social
of people.
distancing, even get to the point where you say you can only buy your tickets online. So if you don't
No
have
contact.
a ticket at the door, you are not coming in. So
And
I
the
think
number
all
of
that.
people that can be in the
You know,
cinema.
And
at
I
once.
think people who are most liable to break the rules of social distancing will happen more at church than in cinemas,
Cinema.
because church is more family oriented. There's a lot, you know, a lot more people that you're gathered with.
Shake
So-
your neighbor and tell him you are blessed.
I mean, even if they don't do that in sermon, I can imagine that in the car park, you haven't seen all your friends in a while. Like the chances that kids won't even hug each other, like it's rare to me. But in the cinema, you're not going with your whole entire squad. Like, you know, maybe 2 people or 3 people, or people you come with. So the chances of you sitting separately, watching the movie, having a good time, laugh, and getting Xing is, to me, it's safer to open the cinema and close the church than like the other way around. So I don't understand, and I'm with him 100%.
Yeah, so they need to give us a reason why or what the rationale behind this is, because this is not just about Ghana right now, it's about Nigeria as well, and everywhere else that cinemas are still closed.
And I think for me, what I'm noticing, and I might be, this could just be theory, is that I think it depends on if they are putting pressure on the government.
Yeah, the stakeholders.
Like if that stakeholder, if that industry is saying, guys, we need to put on, open something, then they'll open. Because even, for example, like the markets and stuff that are open, it's it's a risk.
Yeah, which is why it's nice that he is starting this conversation
Yeah.
now, and I'm hoping that other stakeholders, those that actually put
Carry
movies in the
weight,
cinema
yeah.
and making millions from it, can actually start talking now, because that's the only way they can begin to consider and look at the measures we talked about. I mean, we have cinemas that don't even sell their tickets by the counter, because if you're going to, what's the name now, the one around Lekki so on, once you get there, most times it's sold out. So if you don't book your seat online, you are probably not going to get anything to see. So there are things to be done, and I think cinemas need to come back, please.
Can clubs come back to our cinemas? Come
Say
back.
what?
Yeah.
No.
Close to be.
I need my Friday night to be back. Like
maybe
I can't
2021.
remember the last
Yeah.
time I had a Friday night.
So that's the fun for you.
Well, that's my fun.
I mean,
Cinemas
that's what
are
I'm
your
saying
fun.
So you won't go to the cinema to have fun?
I don't like cinemas. I sleep off every time I'm in the cinema.
Wow. Mad though.
Okay, Nari Mado. Okay, tea time continues right after this short break with more stories. Welcome to Tea Time on Plus TV Africa, where we bring you the biggest entertainment stories and, of course, analyze them for you.
You can have both parents and still end up as a useless child. I see them every day.
Most times I worry more about where I'm coming from and where I am now. And that determines my next step.
Why are you sounding like
Alibaba.
now?
Plus TV Africa, we're feeling good. No time to dull, everybody feeling alright.
I can still make music and people are still buying. Sometimes I look myself minimal IO.
Akpala music is for mature-minded people. I got DMs sometimes from Malawi, like,
Sleeping early.
Welcome back. This is still Tea Time on Plus TV Africa. Ellen DeGeneres breaks silence on show's alleged toxic environment. She says she is disappointed and sorry. In an internal memo obtained by Variety, she thanked everyone for the show's success and said she took responsibility on everything that happened on the show. She also promised to do her part in continuing to push herself and everyone around her to learn and grow, and that it's important to her and to Warner Bros. That everyone who has something to say can speak up and feel safe doing so.
There's just something about Ellen that she can
Never go wrong. I
in
just
her
knew that was how
eyes.
you
Like,
finish it.
Like she knows the right things to say, the right time to say it, and you know she allowed the whole thing die down. She allowed the major guy that is being accused to say he was going to step down before she came out to even speak about it. Like things were already in place, so it's not like I'm coming to apologize and we're not doing anything about it. We've actually done things, investigation,
yeah.
then I'm coming out to let you guys know how deeply sorry I am. I know I let you guys down. I'm a role model, this, that. So I just think that's amazing, and a lot of leaders should take a cue from this. That
Yeah.
don't just come up to be defensive. Sometimes we're all humans. You can be wrong. You can make mistakes. So just come out and say, I'm sorry. I didn't see it this way. She didn't even give any excuse for whatever it was. She just admitted that, yes, it shouldn't be like that. Everyone should be treated appropriately, and I just admired that.
I like that you brought up timing, because the way you respond to things for me shows innocence. And it kind of, when you were saying innocence, I don't want to shake table, but when somebody is genuinely innocent and didn't mean the harm, the way they respond, I feel like you can't hide through your actions whether or not you were innocent or not, because this lady has a lot of power and influence to be able to just shut the whole thing down and silence her and whatever, and silence him rather, but she didn't do any of that. I think that there is a lot of, because she is kind of known for being lovey-dovey and good and perfect, the news is very extreme to her brand, but there actually isn't anything new in having an environment of people where it becomes toxic. Like, I don't think there's any organization that has more than 5 people and you wouldn't have a clash. You wouldn't have someone who it says a racist comment or says a sexist comment or does something. Like, I think it's just really natural. So even when I read the story, I didn't think, as long as it wasn't her shouting on somebody, calling somebody the N-word or something, I didn't really see it as a big deal. But even the way she has responded is still very true to her character, that she has a lot of empathy for people in general. You can see that on the show, and you can see that with how she handled this, and I really, really like that.
You said you weren't going to shake tables, because you two have said everything I need to say. So you said you weren't going to shake tables. What was that table that you would have
When he was explaining it, it just kept making me think about D'banj's response to Shaitan. Like, for somebody who, I'm not saying he's innocent or guilty, but for someone, the way he responded, he definitely used his power to kind of shake or press. And for me, if you were really relaxed, like the way she was, where it was really beyond me and I have nothing to hide, you just allow things to happen naturally, because then you can put your empathy to it. But if I know I'm hiding something and I'm like, maybe I've actually called people names, I'll be like, guys, no, you'll be making threats, you'll be doing threats, you'll be putting law, whatever. So you try to find a way to curb the whole thing.
She didn't try to make any excuse. She just admitted. She just said she's sorry and things will get better. That's just the way to go.
Yeah.
Okay, I've also learned something from this one. But moving on to the next story. YouTuber Dominic reveals his baby mama has been abusing him for 4 years. Of course, this is sad, but I'm glad that he is speaking up, because too many men will not. And that mark is horrible.
What kind of rubbish is that? First of all, it's like the same vibe I have for a woman. What are you doing there for 4 years? What are you actually doing there that long? This lady, I don't use the word demonic because it's like I'm far-fetched, but for someone to do this to someone else, and be doing it consistently, and you have a child, and like, what kind of environment are you creating for your home? Like, I can't just imagine what it would be like for him in those 4 years going back home, knowing that he could be abused. I've noticed this conversation a lot, and unfortunately it happens with good men, where they feel like I'm not supposed to respond, I'm not supposed to hit a woman, I'm not going to touch her. But I think sometimes,
and I have to be there to protect my family.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's not the right way to handle abuse, because honestly speaking, I don't care which gender is doing it, the response should stay the same. You don't allow it, you don't promote it. A lot of the people I feel like the men want to stay a bit longer than they should. I think they have almost minimized it in their head, that because it's a woman that's hurting them, it's almost allowed. Like, they tolerate it to another level that I don't think it's right for both genders.
I won't say we
so.
tolerate it. I would rather say we're ashamed. Because of the patriarchal society, you are supposed to be the man. They've embedded that in our brains since we were kids. You show no weakness. You can't cry. You can't show emotions.
Sorry to cut you, but I think that part of it, talking about what the society has said, is what will make them not talk about it in public. But why are you still there?
Because most of the time when this happens, being a victim myself, you would want to have a conversation with the person involved. And you know how women can be very soft, especially when they actually know that they're doing wrong, but sometimes they can't help it.
You don't think it has anything to do with the fact that you've minimized the assault? Because if a man did that, if you were neighbors, and let's say you were living together, you were neighbors, and your housemate did that to you, would you be as tolerant? Or are you as tolerant because it's a woman that's doing that?
I think it also goes back to the conversation that will usually come up about domestic violence when people are trying to analyze men that do it and their modus operandi. I will tell you, they actually start with the mindset. And once they can actually have your mindset in a particular place where you feel like you cannot live without them, or you need them, or you love them so much, or you're too attached, then anything can be done to you. And you're also wondering, do I really want to leave this relationship to start all over again? So I think it's the same thing for both genders. It's just, like I said, it's sad that men don't speak up, and I'm hoping that more men will speak up and also be able to get up and walk out from situations like this, because that mark is serious.
It is.
Well, what I just want is to let a lot of people know that as men, it's okay for you to actually speak up about this type of things, because a lot of men feel like, the moment they say that, they look weak, they look like they're not man enough and stuff. It doesn't mean everyone is human, and then people look and say, because she's smaller, how can she be the one to do it? But if you have...
that picture I saw, she's bigger.
Oh, she is.
Well, maybe the picture will just... But moving on.
But if you are a man and you're in an abusive relationship, like a woman, you have the right to speak. You have... It's taller.
She's bigger.
You have a right to speak. You have the right to let the world know what you're going through, like every man. And then I think the same way we have domestic violence hotlines for women, I think that should be provided for men as
Of
well.
course.
No, are the hotlines exclusively
No,
for?
they're not.
No,
They're
it's
not.
for
They're not,
anyone.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's for
so
domestic
men.
violence.
What we need to work on is our perception
Towards-
of when a man comes out talk about this. Just imagine this guy calling a police station in Nigeria. We're still battling them even
Women.
accepting
Policemen will even
women.
laugh.
Do you understand? So we need
They
to
laugh
work
at
on
women
that
already.
as
They
well.
need to go
And
back.
they need to train. We need to train our first responders, whatever they are
Yeah.
called in any sector, from the NGOs. Don't be surprised that maybe their first instincts might also be to laugh before they get themselves back and like, okay, no, we're not supposed to be like this. So we need to unlearn some things.
And maybe this is
understand that
also
they're
a good
human as well.
space for men to also get up and do for themselves. Because at the end of the day, we can't all speak the same language. If it's different for the way a man is raised and his work or whatever, then there should be men who can also create a safe environment for men to go to. Maybe they don't feel comfortable with, because I feel like attention sometimes needs to be specific and intentional.
Yeah.
And maybe the women organizations can't do that because the trauma is different, the approach is
And
different.
when you get there, you might just see more
And
Women
than
and you
men.
feel
men
some
and
type of
men.
And you
way.
need to be understood.
Yeah, you
as
need
well.
a place that feels safe, that your ego isn't like. And I'm even sure there'll be some women in the NGO department, like you said, that could even mock the situation
Yeah.
or minimize it. So it would be nice if someone could do that for men.
Okay. Do you want to say one last word?
No, it's fine. Men, just speak up.
Okay, cool. And please leave when it's life-threatening. I mean, it doesn't even need to wait for until it's life-threatening, because
Yeah.
one slap, I've died though. But anyway,
That's
how
true,
we-
actually. Someone was saying that it's not enough for the guy to leave because people were like, someone was saying that if it was a woman and they'll ask you to leave, so I'm asking you to leave as well. It's like, no, it's a man, so it's not enough reason. I think it's enough reason, actually.
It is enough reason.
And a lot
is.
of women, I checked the comment section, some women are even asking, do women abuse men? Like some
It's
of them-
shocking to me, to be
Yeah,
honest,
right.
but I know they do.
They do.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not because they actually want to, it's because they know that
They can get away
they
with
can
it.
get away with it. You can't talk about it, and the moment you try to retaliate, the tables
Yeah.
will turn on the guy. So
I know a friend that was in the same situation where the lady used to actually abuse him. And then when he finally decided that, okay, I'm not doing it again, I want to break up, she went on Twitter and said she was a rapist and he was an abuser. They're crazy.
Okay, that's how we wrap up this episode of Tea Time. Thank you for watching, and do send your opinions via WhatsApp to 090-6000-5719 or Twitter to +TV Africa. My thank you as always go to my co-anchors Ife Omai and Ife Oluwashonkeye and the entire production team. Remember, you can catch up on this episode and all our exclusive content by subscribing to our YouTube channel at +TV Africa. My name remains Elsie Godwin. Thank you for watching. Do stay safe and back at the Salah.